Read Primordial Rimuru by H_ZZZedimal6, Territorial Management. I recruited Blue and Vert to be my maids, and though the process was quite violent, they didn't retort even a little afterwards, which I don't know how I feel about that. Reminds me of Tempest. Rouge. So here we are, my territory. Pretty neat, don't you think? Blue. Yes, my lord's fortress is wonderful. Vert. There is no other that can rival the magnificence of my lord's territory. You know what? I don't think I really like it. Rouge. Hey, you two, we are fellow primordials, aren't we? So please call me Rouge. Blue and Vert. Of course, Rouge-sama. Rouge. Alright, now, I'll give you a tour of my fortress. I start heading into my fortress as my subordinates open the gate for us upon seeing our arrival. Like I did with my other subordinates, I showed them the amenities that I have available, which made them have expressions of surprise. Blue especially adored the large kitchen. Finally, we ended the tour with the throne room. Rouge. And that ends our tour. So a few things I'd like to mention. Firstly, you both will be my personal maids and you can basically just prepare meals, clean and accompany me if I need you to. Blue and Vert. Yes, Rouge-sama. Rouge. Hey Seal, what else does Guy make them do? Seal. Rain and Misery were tasked with the observation of other races due to Guy Crimson being appointed as a mediator, but normally they don't do anything. Rouge. So you're telling me Guy makes his maids do nothing but stand next to him all day? That's so unproductive. Rouge. I will also permit you to speak your mind anytime you want. I don't mind having some of your opinions, especially if you find something lacking. Blue and Vert look at me with surprise. Vert. Thank you, Rouge-sama. There could never be anything wrong with your own judgment. Rouge. I don't think. Blue. Oh yay, thanks Rouge-sama. You were always known as the toughest demon, so I thought we'd have fates worse than death if we had to serve you for eternity. Vert. Blue, what do you think you're saying? Bad-mouthing our lord, and directly in front of him. Blue. Oh relax Vert. Rouge-sama gave his permission for us to speak freely, so why don't you let loose for once? Vert. Please forgive her indiscretion, Rouge-sama. Rouge. I don't mind, besides it wasn't really an insult to me. Blue. Oh yeah Rouge-sama, how did you make that hot spa thing you said earlier? Also, can I check out the kitchen? Rouge. The hot spa just has water that is heated constantly by a large rune. But, you two can feel free to visit both the kitchen or hot spa whenever you want. Blue and Vert. Yes, thank you Rouge-sama. Blue turns and runs out of the throne room. But just as she got to the door I shout. Rouge. And before you go. Blue immediately stops and turns to me with an annoyed look. Rouge. I'd like to give the two of you names. Blue runs back and stands in front of me and bows slightly. Blue. If you'll allow me the honor of receiving a name first, Rouge-sama. Vert sighs and also turns to me, bowing slightly. Vert. Rouge-sama, are you certain of granting names to your lowly maids? Blue. Oh come on Vert, it's free names. Vert. Blue, can you ever read the room? Rouge. And I shall grant you two the names, Rain and Misery. Blue and Vert both started being wrapped in a black cocoon and they successfully evolved into demon peers. Rain. Thank you for granting me, formerly Blue, the name, Rain, Rouge-sama. Misery. I also give my thanks to you, Rouge-sama, for giving me the name, Misery. Rouge. Serve me well to live up to your names. Rain then respectfully bows before sprinting out of the throne room towards the kitchen. Misery sighs heavily once again. Rouge. You can join her if you want, Misery. Misery then nods and walks slowly out of the throne room, closing the doors on her way out. I head towards my throne and once again sit down upon it, thinking about what I should do next. In the next couple of years, Rain and Misery has been assisting the work in the castle, cooking and cleaning for me and my subordinates. I needed to teach them first with the help of Seal though. I also asked Rain and Misery to help train my subordinates, who were at first hesitant, to become stronger. Since Rain and Misery have names, they easily beat up their prides enough so that they'll get accepted as teachers. From time to time, I would spar with Misery and Rain to make sure their combat skills don't deteriorate. As per usual, I put them down rather easily if I do put some effort in. I also got some of Misery and Rain's subordinates to come to my domain. Thus, I had to expand my fortress, which now has various rooms for each demon I coercively hired. By now, this is good progress. I also named all their dependents, in extension to my own. I'll just mention the 2 toughest of each lineage. Of Misery's dependents, the lieutenants are Khan, a young man of moderate build with a metal visor covering his eyes, long horns that point to the back of his head and short dark green hair, and Georg, a middle-aged man of moderate build as well and 2 long dark green horns and pale green hair. Of Rain's dependents, the lieutenants are Masora, a beautiful young woman with long blue hair and a pair of black crooked horns, and Squall, a tall demon with dark blue skin, arm wraps, brown hair and short blue horns. He is the most intimidating of the lieutenants. Of my own dependents, the lieutenants are Alban, a young man with red horns curved to the sides and maroon-colored hair, and Ulrich, a middle-aged man with red hair and black horns curved backwards above his head. I am content with the lineup as they are quite formidable in both combat and some day-to-day tasks. I think about them whilst I lay back on my throne, Rain at my left and Misery to my right. 7. True Demon Lord Rouge. Hey Seal, it should be around now that some nation summons Guy, or me, right? Seal. That is correct. In the original timeline, the Super Sorcery Empire has summoned the Red Primordial to fight against an enemy nation. However, he has also destroyed the Empire, his employer, due to not having a sufficient offering. Rouge. Oh okay, but it's an entire nation including civilians, right? Isn't that a bit of an overkill? That's the same as when Falmouth attacked Tempest. Seal. The high humans that populate both mentioned nations are conceited and violent, which did not meet Veldenova's expectations. Therefore they will destroy themselves eventually. What Master is doing is simply speeding that up. Rouge. I'm still not sure about all this nation destroying stuff. Seal. It will be fine if Master only destroys at least 80% of each nation. Rouge. That doesn't make it any better, Seal. Master has to decide what to do in 3, 2. Rouge. Wait, what is that countdown for? Seal. 1. Demon summoning, detected, 3rd POV. The Super Sorcery Empire was fighting against their enemy nation, the Super Sorcery Democratic Republic. Jahil. Damn those name-stealing fools. We of the Super Sorcery Empire are the true geniuses of sorcery, and they dare claim themselves to be our better. Everyone in the meeting nods at Jahil's proclamation. They are seated at a rectangular table. Only those most trusted by the Emperor, Jahil, were present. Corps General. That's right. Those conceited fools know little to nothing about sorcery. Lead Scientist. Besides, we have the ancestor of high humans, Jahil Sama, in our nation. They don't have one proof of their supremacy. Mage General. I speak the proof for our supremacy, as we are even capable of summoning demons. And we even have the way to contain them, so we don't need to offer even a single thing for them to do our bidding. Jahil. Who? Do tell more. Have you finally completed it? Mage General. Yes, no greater demon, let alone an archdemon, can handle this. Corps General. That is very good. We may even be capable of controlling a primordial demon. Lead Scientist. Yes. With one of those, the Democratic Republic stands no chance against us. Our victory is absolute. Jahil. Then we shall get arrested, summon the demon, and order it to destroy the Republic. Then, we shall subjugate and force it to serve the Super Sorcery Empire. Everyone nods once again and drinks some alcohol present on the table. Back to Rouge POV. Rouge. Seal, I'd appreciate it if you'd at least let me know earlier that was happening. Seal. Apologies. I will take note of it next time. Rouge. Yeah right. You're probably enjoying surprising me left and right, aren't you, Seal? Seal. Smirks Rouge. You really did smirk, didn't you? I knew it from the start, you. Seal. It's just your imagination. Rouge. Hey, I'm not done. Seal. Master should pay attention to his surroundings. Rouge. My surroundings. What do you mean by, my eyes meet some guys as I turn? I think he's important. I also see a couple of mages passed out. I believe they're the ones who summoned me. Jahil. You lowly demon, bow before your master. Rouge. Huh? Lowly. Why would I bow to someone like you? Ticks appear on my forehead as I try to hold my cool, however, it would prove to be more difficult than ever. Jahil. I am the Supreme Emperor of the Super Sorcery Empire. I am insulted a mere demon like you doesn't know who I am, for I am destined to rule the world. Rouge. This guy. Is he some idiot asking to die? He's really trying my patience. Maybe I should ask if he knows who I am. His naming is worse than mine. I don't care if it's his first time summoning a demon. I will execute his entire bloodline so there won't be another version of this buffoon. Seal. Master, although this may be a struggle, please cooperate for the time being. Rouge. Yeah, you're right, Seal. We have to maintain the timeline anyways. Now I don't feel so bad about decimating the entire country. Rouge. Whatever, so what's so urgent about your request that you had to summon me? Jahil. I order you to destroy the enemy nation, the Super Sorcery Democratic Republic. Rouge. What the hell? What's with these countries' names? It's like naming yourself the best person in the whole wide world. Actually, maybe not as embarrassing as that. Seal. High humans are a failed creation of Twilight Valentines that did not meet the desires of Veldanava due to their conceited nature and violent tendencies. Rouge. Yeah, I can tell from this arrogant bastard. Rouge. And what will you pay me for fulfilling this request? Jahil. For now I'll give you the bodies of these mages that summoned you so you can have a body. Now go and do as you're told. Rouge. I seriously can't wait to make him suffer for eternity. I absorb the bodies of the mages, taking their souls in the process, and becoming a deathman. Rouge. I'll be back to collect my reward. Jahil. Go destroy the Republic first. Rouge. Sigh. I then go and fly through the dungeon floor, creating a large hole and an annoyed fool. I quickly fly out of the castle and into the distance. I use universal sense and spot the other country that I'm supposed to destroy a while away. Rouge. Hey Seal, what's the fastest way to annihilate a whole country? Seal. Master could use gravity collapse to quickly remove the nation. Rouge. Alright Seal, then I'll do that. I then teleport to the Super Sorcery Republic, right outside the capital. I use gravity collapse and a black hole spawns, drawing everything in. People, items, buildings, all quickly being sucked into the darkness. No cries, no screams, no sound. In a few minutes, just the black hole remains, and after a few seconds, a beautiful pillar of light shines replacing the black hole. Rouge. It's pretty much a nuclear bomb. Seal. Gravity collapse is the second most lethal nuclear magic after abyss annihilation. It creates a black hole and then implodes, causing a highly destructive shockwave that destroys matter in a wide radius. Thus a barrier was constructed surrounding the country to redirect the blast upwards, preventing collateral damage. Rouge. Good thinking Seal, but that is one scary spell. To think Carrera just used it thoughtlessly without a care in the world. Seal. Master's gravity collapse is amplified, therefore its blast radius is wider, thus it's highly effective in this scenario. Rouge. That doesn't make it any better. But now that's done with, the next order of business is that disdainful dunce. Seal. Another note for Master, over 1 million high humans have been neutralized and their souls retrieved. Would you like to evolve into a true demon lord? Rouge. I think I evolved sometime around now. I'll handle the Empire first. Rouge. Rain. Misery. The two maids immediately manifest wearing their signature maid outfits. However, contrary to the original timeline, Rain's outfit has a blue accent whilst Misery has a green accent, since I told them they can wear anything they like. Rain and Misery. Yes, Rouge-sama, what do you desire of us? Rouge. Can you two help me destroy a nation? Rain. Of course, Rouge-sama. Which nation? Where? Rouge. The one where I was summoned. Those fools think they can command me, the strongest primordial demon. Misery. I see. I wholeheartedly agree that presumptuous fools who anger our Lord ought to be punished. We will make quick work of them. Rouge. No, I forbid the use of mass destruction magic. Make sure they suffer for their actions against me, and for spreading contempt within the world. Rain. Of course. That won't be an issue, Rouge-sama. Misery. We will complete this task to the best of our abilities, Rouge-sama. Rouge. Good, now go. Misery and Rain both bow and fly towards the Super Sorcery Empire. Rouge. Okay, Seal, start the Harvest Festival. Seal. Harvest Festival commencing. Voice of the world. Less than the Harvest Festival to evolve the individual, Red Primordial Rouge, into a demon lord will now begin. Upon completion, gifts will be distributed to all those connected to said individual. Greater than. Seal. Evolving the unique skill. Pride to the ultimate skill. Lucifer, Lord of Pride. Previously acquired skills are reacquired. Voice of the world. Less than the individual, Red Primordial Rouge's Harvest Festival, is complete. Individual, Red Primordial Rouge, evolved into the first true demon lord. Gifts will be bestowed to those connected to him. Greater than. Seal. Happy face. I finally got Guy Crimson's ultimate skill to analyze. And there's more skills on the way, cheeky face. Rouge. I think you're happier with my evolution than me, also I didn't go to sleep this time. Seal. A mock Harvest Festival was manifested in order to make the announcement, since Master is not only already a true demon lord, but also above that. Rouge. Yeah, I get it. Maintain the timeline and make things interesting, but this lot has happened already, right? So won't it be the same in the future? Seal. Master can continue changing the timeline. This just has to remain the same in order to analyze Velzard. Rouge. What? Seal. Analyze Velzard. Seal. Master never got the opportunity, but in this timeline Master could get close to Velzard. Rouge. Really, Seal, you're making me do all this work just to get a true dragon? You gotta be kidding me. Seal. Having Velzard as an ally, and analyzing her skills will be beneficial for Master. Rouge. Whatever. How am I supposed to attract Velzard? I'm still not sure why Velzard was interested in Guy in the old timeline. Seal. It may be that Velzard had feelings of affection towards Guy. Rouge. And that airhead's got nothing but pride and couldn't notice that. Seal. Speak for yourself, Master. Pouts. Rouge. Yes, I know I'm quite oblivious to certain things from time to time, but I've got you by my side to help me, and you know I appreciate you. Seal. Half smile. Third Pav. Rain. It seems now we'll be able to show Rouge what we're capable of. Misery. Indeed, our strength has risen from our training for the past 100 years. The duo reaches the Super Sorcery Empire. Each of them prepares spells that will induce suffering onto the inhabitants. Rain. Seems we're gonna have to work together on this one, it's much bigger than I initially thought. Misery. We could spread a cloud of poison to make them suffocate, but we would have to prolong the spell. Rain. Or we could use mental magic to make them suffer unbearable migraines. Misery. We need to decide quickly, or else we'll take too long. Rain. Oh, I know exactly what to do, follow my lead, Misery. Rain activates Cocytus and starts to freeze the nation. A light blue color spreads throughout the capital, reaching every corner, going up the walls, forming icicles and turning the nearby lake into an ice rink. As the people make contact with the advancing ice, it grows on them and proliferates like a fast-growing plant until they're frozen solid. They run out of breath, stopping them from etching a noise besides quiet mumbles. Misery looks at Rain with a surprised expression as she crosses her arms and puts on a proud face. Misery. You've improved, Rain. Rain. Yes, it's all thanks to Rouge-sama, now it's your turn, Misery. Misery turns back to the city, now painted blue. She smiles wickedly and uses Acid Rain. A massive magic circle stands above the capital, as if judging the high humans one last time. Droplets upon droplets fall onto the frozen city. The frozen high human statues can only watch and wait for their slow and agonizing deaths. Rouge Pav. Rouge. There's a lot of smoke, or maybe it's fog coming from the Super Sorcery Empire. Seal. It's the effect of Misery's Acid Rain making contact with ice created by Rain's Cocytus. Rouge. In which the acid evaporated the ice, right? Seal. Yes. Rouge. Anyway, I'm gonna go check on their progress. I fly towards my maids and see them watching over the capital. I look towards the city and see a complete mess. The buildings have no roof and there's a lot of stalagmites or maybe stumps on the ground, and in the buildings too. Rouge.
It went well, I believe. Misery. Yes, Rouge-sama. As you said, we maximize their suffering, forcing them to watch each other's slow but painful death. Rain. Pretty cool, right? Before getting named, I would probably only be able to freeze half, actually maybe less than half of the city. Rouge. I'm glad that you've both improved. There's just one more pest to take care of. I put on a wicked smile, knowing that my summoner, although stupid, does know when something bad's happening. Therefore I can personally make him suffer, as I sense him underground with a couple of other high humans. Rouge. Rain, Misery, let's go. The three of us heads to the castle and reaches the underground dungeon. Jahil. You bastard. How dare you betray your master? Rouge. What gave you the assumption that I was ever your subordinate? Jahil. If you won't bow down to me, I'll make you. I know all about demons. When they're in the physical plane, they're vulnerable. Rouge. Ahahahaha. That's got to be the funniest thing I've ever heard. On the contrary, when we're in the physical plane, the one who's truly in danger is you. Jahil. Kehahe, impossible. I'll prove it now. I put a locking curse on you during the summoning and you can never disobey me. Now kneel, pathetic dog. Rouge. Who? How presumptuous of you. I grab Jahil by the neck, lifting him off the ground and choking him until he starts slobbering all over, to which I responding by tossing him on the ground.
Jahil. How? How dare you? The locking curse, it should have taken effect. Rouge. Oh, that? I have high resistance to meager mental magic like that. Jahil. Gra. No. My magic is supreme. That should not be possible. Guards, seize him. Silence. Not a word, and not a step. Rouge. My maids took care of them while you were blabbering on about your supremacy. Jahil. Don't you dare mock me, demon. I watch as he starts to stand up. I manifest a sword and cut his legs off, making him fall back down, and screaming along the way. Rouge. Kahahahaha. Who's the master now, worm? I look at his horrified face. Sweat forming all over, tears running down and snot dripping from his nose. He groans and moans, clutching his legs, barely feeling anything. Rouge. Erg, gross. Hey Rain, Misery, can you two go take care of the others that are still alive here?
Misery and Rain. Yes, Rouge-sama. Rouge. And as for you. I grip my sword and slowly waltz towards Jahil, who trembled seeing me move, and scrambling away with the last of his willpower. I raise my sword and thrust forward, piercing his chest. Blood filling up his lungs and dripping out of his body. He gasps for breath as I leisurely rotated my sword, making some more blood splurge out of his body, mouth and nose. I finally took my sword out and walk away. I chuckle seeing his deranged face glare at me with absolute hate. Jahil. You'll regret this. I will destroy you. Rouge. You'd have to be alive to do that. I chuckle some more and use seething hellfire, lighting him up. The beauty of this spell is that it slowly cooks him, roasting him alive and prolonging the pain. It's not very effective in combat, but the flames will last indefinitely and it doesn't need oxygen to burn. Jahil. Gra aahhh. Gi. Rouge. Hey Seal, do you think Guy got his name from him? Seal. The name, Guy, from Guy Crimson most probably originated from the doomed pleas of people, though it is unclear if Jahil is the direct inspiration. Rouge. I see, but that doesn't matter too much, I still think the name's weird. Seal. Master should name himself the same name, in order to continue the timeline and later get named by Rudra. Rouge. Rudra. That emperor of the Eastern Empire who reincarnated as Masayuki. I have to get named by that guy. Seal. He is the one who added Crimson to Guy's name. Rouge. Why do we even have to stick with the timeline anyways? Seal. You'll see Teehee. Rouge. Seal, what the hell? Rouge. Whatever, I now name myself Guy. A glowing light surrounds me. It stirs and empowers before disappearing. Rouge. Yeah, I don't really notice any changes. Seal. Master is already the strongest. Change is not necessary. Rouge. If you say so. Anyways, I don't want to stay in this show-off empire. I called my maids and they immediately headed to me and Bo, congratulating me on my evolution. I told them to call me by my new name, Guy, rather hesitantly, and that I'll analyze their skills once we finished. We fly over the Empire, and I use napalm burst, and from the flames I erupted, multiple dragons manifest and swarm onto the Empire, crashing headfirst like kamikazes and causing massive explosions at every impact. Rubble and the castle I was summoned into being the only remains of the super sorcery empire. Guy. Alright, now that's done, how about we explore the world for a little bit? Of course, I'll also give you 2 bodies to accompany me without always relying on magicules. Misery and Rain both nodded to my suggestion excitedly. I asked Seal to manifest artificial bodies for them with Hihirokane skeletons, which she did whilst smirking once again. The 2 were wide-eyed, and graciously accepted the bodies, inhabiting them and evolving into devil lords. I noticed this and Seal told me that she awakened them with 100,000 souls each. Misery and Rain. We are eternally grateful for the gifts you bestowed to us, Guy-sama.